Alright. Hello everybody. I'm back. Oi! Anyways, if you haven't, go check out episode 1 and 2 of this Let's Play, I guess you would call it. And watch those so you could catch up to where we left off. And we left off at a choice between two things. Either stay and watch the movie or head home. And today we're gonna decide what happens, and we're gonna see what happens later throughout the video. And also on Twitch, I'll be streaming next. So watch any streams you missed from there, and then I don't forget to check out any videos, any streams that are videos now. And I've been streaming this game, so go check out episode 2 and 1. 2 I streamed and it kinda got messed up, so make sure to watch part 1 and part 2. Also, I uploaded a video very late at night, so go watch that and let me know what you think, and I'll keep streaming more games. And yeah, hopefully, and over the weekends I might not stream, so I will try to have videos ready if I can by today. So go watch those, share the streams, join the Discord. Everything's in the description. You'll see it all there. Anyways, we're gonna continue where we left off. Is that everything? I think that's everything. That should be everything. Um, yeah. Also, just so you know, the videos on Twitch will not go on YouTube. Like, if you want to watch videos on Twitch, you're gonna have to follow me there, and some videos will be on YouTube, only on YouTube. So you might want to follow me on both platforms. That way you can see all the videos I put up, because I want to try to put as many videos on both platforms as much as I can and stream whenever I can. And yeah, let's continue. Alright, where do we left off? What was... Hopefully it continues where we left off. Otherwise, I'm gonna be super pissed. We should have left off with two options. I did not select an option yet. Careless, so careless. Okay? Maybe leaving is a better decision for all of us. Okay. Now, as I remember, I wanted to replay the whole story again. That way, select the opposite answers. And for this one, I'm curious about the movie. And I'm curious what happens if I go home. Because if I go home, what if I go home and instead, what happens is it gets dark and then the the ghost comes after me. So instead, I'm gonna stay for the movie. I want to stick around with friends. I don't want to stay alone. Any other day, I'd excuse myself and go straight home. But this is something special to Zach. Something he worked so hard to bring it to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with the few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? See, you gotta think smart. In horror games or scary movies, you always want to stick with people, because if you split up, something bad always happens to the one who's always alone or with the group that, you know, is having a rough time or whatever. Alright, let's begin. I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened, they'll listen to me. There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. A smile is back on my face when I look back at them.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Yeah, let's just go watch the movie. I want to stay with friends. I don't want to freaking get killed in the middle of the night by a ghost.
Alright, that's the Isabella I know.
Alright.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
What? This guy thinks Isabella's gonna cry. Wow. Ah, his face turned green. This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Oh, stupid Ash. Being vertically challenged has its perks too.
What was that for?
What do you think, asshole?
Stop calling me a crybaby. I'm not one.
Oh, don't cry.
Asshole. Asshole. Ah, that's nice.
Stop it.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll... Let's just go.
Yeah, let's go watch the movie. Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call out after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that, the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Now, if you don't know, you gotta watch the episode 2, part 2, to understand some thoughts and feelings that these characters have over another. So, yeah. Oh. Did something happen after school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess. Becca likes Ash, and Ash likes Isabella.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food, I promise.
But you'll miss it.
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? It ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember?
Well, yeah, he's the one who made the movie, if you didn't know.
I'll be in there soon.
One friendly tap on my shoulder and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling about. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise most of the crowd are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside. Let's go inside and watch a movie. Look at his freaking expression. What kind of expression is that? Ah!
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Oh, we're still talking about the haunted mansion. Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered towards what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again. In his own movies, in his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as a background noise, while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'd all get kicked out for sure. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out and way before an argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's quite she's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something to offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
Something else. It's a ghost. It's a
It was
curse.
standing right in front of me, Ash.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the curse of the Grudge. How the Grudge is like whenever you watch this videotape, the Grudge comes after you or whatever, and you have like a few days until it comes after you, but you gotta pass it along to someone else. It's exactly like the Grudge. What if it is? Oh, that would be awesome. Similar stories. This one is pretty scary. It's nice. He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in the in? Blah, blah, blah. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation anyway?
I heard
Again.
what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
You want to go to the mansion and see the ghost? Crazy son of a gun.
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
Yep, and that's why, because of the ghost and the curse. Oh, the house did change hands over the years, but from one distant relative of the Ermengarde to another. None of them bothered to live in it though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You'd do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
Oh wow, he thinks I'm crazy. There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
He's just
Rebecca
asking
knows
for
the
an
guy I'm
ass
talking
kicking.
about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university.
Yep.
And can you guys keep it down?
She's like, bitches, I'm trying to watch the movie. But no, I think she's pissed because Ash likes Isabella.
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one,
It is one, you idiot.
but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things, and probably put your fears to rest since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Well, no shit. When a ghost comes after you and you got a paper that says "Help me" in blood, what are you gonna do? Ash might be right too. However, when what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they are willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Meet the priest, with the professor. Wait, should I forgot. Who's who? Oh, the professor's the one Ash wants me to go to, and the priest is one Zach wants me to go to. You know what? I'm gonna go with Zach. I think.
I'll think about it. But maybe we could go with Zach's idea?
I'm not so sure about that.
Shut up.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right?
Of
If
course it
doesn't
wouldn't
work,
hurt.
It doesn't work. At least we did something than just stand around.
Exactly.
I'll let you know when he's available, Bella.
Heck
Thanks,
yeah.
Zach. I knew I could count on you.
Let's kill this demon.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. You're not even paying attention yourselves.
She's
It
just
ain't a big
pissed.
deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
No problem, Zach.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
Let's watch the movie. I'll throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one she should be reprimanding. But her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, this is the way. There's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, and the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letters lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. I don't like the creepy noises. That means something might happen tonight. Oh shit, are we gonna survive the night or die? Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling, full of people, those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Walking in this sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxborn. I was afraid to at one point back when I was new and had just set foot in this place. Now with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zack and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed to the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends, and Ash? Who knows, he never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zack a lot, much to the letter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
Heck yeah.
No problem, Zack. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Oh shit, I'm hearing the noises again.
Huh?
I still don't understand what it says, or if it's just random whispers like sha 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 sha. Help me. Help me. A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightens, breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Help me. Pleading even as I clench my eyes tight, then clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering, whispering, and whispering. Calling out. Help me, please.
No, not me.
Can my friends even hear this? Help me. Somebody. Help me.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
I don't think they can hear it. The scary noises and stuff. At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur is gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
I have no idea what she said.
Oh, yeah. Just, okay. Sorry, I spaced out.
You
Spaced
always
out?
do that.
She's pissed. I followed her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zack and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
We'll catch you later. Hope
Yeah,
I survive the
see ya.
night. I don't want to die. Another glance with the final wave. We go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep at night, tonight, what would give back that normalcy in my life, then so be it. October 22nd, Saturday. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. Where the hell am I at then? Where am I falling? My eyes snap open. Hey, there's the instant noodles. There's some pictures of the friends and stuff. It's like, what time is it? 5:07 or 6:07 in the morning? TV's on, clothes, a lot of instant noodles on. And bat pillow or whatever. For an instant, it does immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of the pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust in the bright morning light streaming through my window, and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxborn, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
There's the clock right there. Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep.
Oversleep.
Towel? Towel? Where's my towel?
Towel. She's worried about that kind of stuff whenever there's a ghost trying to get her. Admittedly, it's a weekend. As an unspoken rule, that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she is sure as hell will now. And right after that, what happened? Oh Lord, 1 box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Oh, grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out of from my bag. There's a moment of indecision. At first, my mind conflicted whether I should just ignore it or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Sheesh. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller ID reads Mama.
Huh?
It's your mama? It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Oh, okay. That's usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather.
Hello?
Hello? Grace? How are you?
I'm having a hard time and I'm trying to sell a place, but also there's a ghost after me, there's a curse, and my friends and I are all gonna die. Please help.
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are
Yeah.
you guys over there?
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
Ah, that's awesome. Congratulations. There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I can do for her, but from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own and well, Anne's financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas.
Christmas.
How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep their
Sorry
very
if I
best
cough.
for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring it up either.
Papa's... He's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds.
Oh shit. I'm guessing he's sick and...
But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Oh, I see. That's good.
Good. Your father's sick. That's sad. I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with the sickness 5 years ago, he had been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the cost of the day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even accept help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon.
That
Is he well
sucks.
enough to talk?
It's just a rough
Do you
life.
think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Damn. Oh man. I even hate. This sucks. That sucks. Silence. I start to think that the call got cut. until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
No, we're gonna
What?
try to help him.
Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
We're gonna say Papa. We're gonna let him die.
I've been through this before. I want the best for Papa.
I do
Don't
too.
worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter.
Oh shit. It reminds me of my
I can
family.
handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
The lies we tell. Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama, you told me not to lie. Yet, look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition, too.
That's a hard life. It's just, why do they have to do that?
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do.
But what?
I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
No, I gotta work. Isabella's gotta work to help provide. She wants to. It's her dream. Kylan Kaui. Where are you coming home? When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question that you don't have a definite answer to? 5 years later, and I still can't even give them a straight one. A smile, though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering and my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
More lies. It's horrible.
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other hand. The sound of gates opening, the voice of the child, EJ, talking excitedly about his day at school, the tapping of the feet on the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I missed them. I missed them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts beginning to swim inside my head. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Let's sell that mansion. We'll beat up the curse too. Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say something.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
Oh, it's Rose.
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping?
Never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Oh shit, what's gonna happen?
What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John?
Oh
Hear about yesterday?
no.
Am I in trouble?
What's gonna happen?
Oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do?
Panicking without even knowing what's gonna happen.
Box of donuts if...
Extra box of donuts.
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down?
Does the timer keep going no matter how long I take? I think it does.
Get yourself here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
Alright. There's a telltale din of several feet shuffling against a wooden floor, and an indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting, but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time. Let's go on an adventure. I make it to our office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment completely disheveled and out of breath. A feat. If I take it into my account my usual travel time, right, routine clamor, coming into Briar Realty Corporation's Luxborn office greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about, and
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees?
what the hell's going on?
What the actual fuck, guys? Four times to disappear without notice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that was so funny. What the actual fuck is going on? My boss's words turns muffled as someone else closes the doors to his office, likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. Result is, half their workload have been shifted to all available staff so as to not lose clients. Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more to send to my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure circulating because of this is indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of my table when Rose pulls me aside.
Here, I need you to help me with these papers.
Oh shit,
If you
paperwork.
could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork in my hands without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. A purchase and sale agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumb in the direction of our visitor lounge. When I tilt my head in question, there, seated on the sofa, and looking completely out of place in the humble decoration room, is the same couple from the day before. Oh, I know who it is. The Wrights. Something bubbles in my throat. Up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants this sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed yet. Documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there, along with foreboding feeling quite I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house.
Damn.
I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madam Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
Lower rate? Oh shit. We're gonna get paid. Get that money. Send it to the family.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price.
Oh
as long as we
shit.
get the paperwork done as soon as possible.
Let's get this paperwork
If
done.
we allow it, they'll be paying up front too.
That's awesome.
Even with that urban legend?
Yeah.
Oh, I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggled it down to the lowest possible price, but if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it, I thought my opinion matters one bit here. We're just their agents who are going to receive the hefty commission after all, nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling that she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she left me. In fact, having our boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has put him in a better mood to the entire office relief. Ma'am Hannah calls me over the moment she noticed my presence at the lounge door. Her lips are twisted in a frown. She doesn't seem particularly happy to see me, and I'm not surprised. Who wouldn't be? I almost created a scene. Mr. Wright, however,
Why, if it isn't a little Lily.
I
I
think he,
trust you're feeling well now.
I think Mr. Wright is one of those people who are like, I have a wife, but I'm gonna try to get into one of these other girls.
It's
Like,
Isabella, sir.
start going on
Not
dates with other
Lily.
girls
I
or whatever.
appreciate your concern.
Probably one of
I'm feeling
those
better now.
cheaters. I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Regardless, I hand him their copy of the agreement.
I believe I can take that. Thank you very much.
No need to be a bitch about it. With how elegantly she plucks the papers off my hands, it's easy to think that there isn't any trace of irritation in her. But it is there, radiating in her stiff stance and the way she's standing at a fair distance from her husband, and how the two look to be ignoring each other. Seeing this scene, it soon becomes clear to me that I'm not the one who has put her in a bad mood. Did they fight? Most probably. I've seen it happen a dozen of times with my previous clients. It's a shame, especially with their new mansion. I never did like it when my own mama and papa fight. I'll hope they'll make up soon. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Ma'am Hannah claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I release the breath we've been holding, both of us more than happy to return the
That
gesture.
settles it then? Are you really sure about this property, ma'am?
You dumb idiot! You don't say anything bad about something when you're trying to sell it. You don't even ask them. You just let them buy it. Let them have it and be over with. Then you know no more worries about it. No more worries about the money. No more worries about the mansion. Jesus.
We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings.
A bigger one.
Something with a modern touch?
Something not haunted perhaps. Are you really still into that stuff? Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, don't make a scene. We're almost there.
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
Oh, now they notice each other.
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Jeez,
Yes,
man.
well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately.
Damn. They must
Shame
have a
she
lot of
didn't
money.
have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized.
Alright, we're gonna sell the
We'll be
mansion.
handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Ah,
Within a week, I hope.
in a week. You really want that mansion.
We still have a housewarming party to plan after all.
Damn.
You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Love,
I hate the
servants or
thought of
not, you're going
servants.
to make people listen to your input nonetheless.
I hate the thought of servants. Ah, I already do my own cleaning. Cook my own food. Do everything myself. I don't
No
want
more than a
servants.
week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us. Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
Look at that face. She's like, ah. She discreetly folds something into both our hands and winks, a finger raised to her lips, demanding our silence.
What happened the day before was quite unfortunate. But you did get us what we wanted in the end. At the
Oh!
very least, is commendable.
But this is. Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
She smiles sweetly, like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the
Oh,
house.
shit.
You can do that, yes? Here's her...
Certainly,
Oh
ma'am.
shit, my bad.
We'll have it processed as soon as possible.
I'm just in shock, like,
I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
it's just pretty awesome. Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they left.
Other agents would kill to have clients like them. A part of me feels lucky about the fact no lengthy no negotiations, no sudden change of minds, just talk, signatures, and a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part, a second ago, we sold a haunted property for two innocent clients. Sure, the commission is big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization, big enough to pay all four of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing that something is in there, and we gave it to a good couple despite that. Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house and get money. Papa won't be happy with that. At least I have good news to tell next time I call home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something. So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've
What?
been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too, aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
What do you want me to do?
Not everything, of course.
Most of it, yeah.
I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Most of it, yeah. That's my thoughts.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
What? She slings an arm over my shoulders and leans in closer to my ear as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
Oh, wow, okay.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
Oh, yeah, I could get myself an own house.
That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
Alright, what's gonna happen now? She quickly removes herself from me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts out from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of the BRC's top agents, no matter how modest she appears. A saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. I had to. But someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet to be fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term and two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I've never pressed on the matter further. But perhaps it's where the sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives. Of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we're in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Who the heck
Not
is Mark?
since the first visit to the mansion.
Mark. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I heard
Why?
Mark.
No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away.
Oh, shit.
I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows? Anyway, I've got to meet this one.
What if
See
it's
you
the
later.
ghost? And the curse? She throws a wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents Also heading out for a much needed break. Order in there, Larry. There's no need for me to go out. But oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today. If one considers taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry packing for your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash too. Let's see if they're in a good mood. Let's see. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached. All my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We have agreed to meet at a nearby cafe. The same one I frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Free bread and coffee. Yeah. Quite quaint and a little old-fashioned, though looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings. But we love it all the same. So a Starbucks, much like its facade, the interior carries an antique charm to it. Vintage art pieces in a row of shelves, boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and are engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet. They laugh at the same things when there's something funny, but there's distance, the kind born purely out of differing interests. That or Zach simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him for if he is. He might be the tallest guy in a group, the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that it means nothing against Becca's temper. Even I am a little scared of her. Oh man.
Zach! Becca!
Zach and Becca.
Well,
What's up?
you seem to be in a better mood today.
Yep.
What happened?
I made some money. I saw the mansion, no more ghost problems, hopefully. And there we go, sending money to my family and then using money for myself, for my living expenses and whatnot. No more instant noodles. Woohoo!
I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausage, and potatoes in it. Oh, I love potatoes. Ah. But today, a good day, great even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Oh, we're gonna eat something good. Even the person jotting down our order looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it, nevertheless, and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her eyebrows, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose what's likely a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
I got money. I did it. Be happy. The glare she sends my way reminds me of the one I received from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 years ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom. A small sheepish grin is enough to turn that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Oh, that looks so good. I'm so hungry now. Pan roasted sea bass with citrus dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side, or at least that's what the daily specials board say. Ah, la 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 la. I want some potatoes. I never did pay attention to it whenever I came here, since they price whatever's written up way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Instant noodles don't fill me up.
Hey!
Oh man.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
I
Not on purpose.
well yeah.
I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Few seconds by
Right
ass.
then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
I'm rich. Well, my
Just
family's gonna
saying,
be rich.
Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
Honestly, that I haven't really like the animation is amazing. The storytelling is really
I'm
good.
treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
Once in a century thing. An expecting grin breaks out of my face. Except
I'm sorry, say that again.
what?
And this is important because...
Tell them. Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Oh, bummer. Maybe I should rephrase it. Ash is not here, so we should celebrate. My instant noodle days are over. Let's go with the top one.
Okay, let me do that again. Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
Whoop whoop! As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer bewilderment to utter surprise. That's more like it.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I, Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos, am free from my instant noodle binge.
That's amazing.
Seriously?
Heck yeah!
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Yes.
Yep.
Which house is this? In Aslam Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
You
The
betcha.
one and only. Come
No more
on,
ghosts.
Becca. I
Hopefully.
know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's...
She lets out a hum. Although she's nodding, she gives the expression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Did she think we wouldn't be able to sell it? Oh, come on, don't think that way. Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what?
You don't believe me?
Oh, jeez. The words tumble out of my mouth before I could stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you.
Well,
But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
I had the
Happens
buyer.
from time to time.
Yeah, but... Look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something.
Stop worrying.
What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out? Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Shut up. Let me have my fun. I do too much work.
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They already gave me money. It doesn't matter.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it. More like. But I'm not going to tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she'd only worry.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
Someone who has money and doesn't care about ghosts.
The rights, apparently. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it.
Wow.
At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time. And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Something as in...
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
Whoop whoop.
I'm more surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house.
Let them have it and let them
They'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday.
learn about the ghosts. I'm never
That's
going back
despite
there.
the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle.
Yeah, speak for
Well,
yourself.
There's you.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
Ah, take that. I begin to gather their plates to my side. The food in each, still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes at disappointment. Becca's hands interrupt me as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding. Don't go all pouty on me again. I'm
Nice.
just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier.
Yeah,
Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
I get the feeling her dad's gonna die. I allow myself to smile and genuine and uninhabited. It's strange talking about this with other people, and even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A laugh here, a playful jab there, but most of it spent on catching up and telling you stories about whatever's keeping us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, though, appears less energetic. While he's far from being the life of the party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices,
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay.
what if he's experiencing the stuff from about the ghosts?
No worries, Rebecca.
Oh, my back hurts. Ugh.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
Nope, something's probably happening.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
What happened?
Is it about the reviews this morning?
Oh no. A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry, as though the man's look is enough of an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry,
What?
I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place.
Shit.
I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her emotions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it has always been better to wait, let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her, explosions of a temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca.
Tell me already, how was it?
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. It's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Tell me!
Dad! Listen here! I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zach. A snickers escapes me which I promptly slap down on it as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
Yeah, reviews. Just because
I
someone
didn't
doesn't
kid
like a
about
movie
you
doesn't
two,
mean another
but calling
person
the
won't.
entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say. If you could call that a critique. Did we even watch the same film?
Damn! She's super
Maybe.
pissed.
I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If
Damn.
nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
it wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
You can't give up on your dreams. Especially you kids. The ones watching this video. Don't give up on your dreams. No matter how stupid they sound or how insane it may seem or how far away it is. Never give up on your dreams. Always follow them. I'm following mine, doing videos for you guys, for everyone to enjoy on both YouTube and Twitch. And I'm trying to do it every day, as many days as possible, for as long as I can. And so I could reach other dreams.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
You gotta keep going no matter what other people
Don't
think.
say that!
You think about yourself. If you like what you do it. My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top, clinking against each other. I didn't even notice when I rose from my seat. But here I am, chest heavy, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher would at any unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. Hell, he, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what one person thinks or what other people think. If you enjoy what you're doing, you do it and you follow it through.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
So what? They hated the movie, they hated the movie, but it doesn't matter what other people think of what you do, what you create. It matters what you think, and if you think it's good enough.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
An amused gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read what those people wrote about his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know, after all,
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Never give up. Never quit.
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Oh.
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, damn.
Oh, come on. I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
A burst of laughter comes from Zach.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
I'll kick your ass. There's no face at all, only a poor imitation of a puppy dog eyes, if you could call this one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. Awards night ain't for another week.
And that's all the answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I still have time. I could still come back. Do my own thing. Do what I really want to do. Exactly. Surely once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. The screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
No, I'm eating some good food.
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
Alright, she states that as if it already explains everything. Then out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxborn's streets. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she has finally run out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumble plea for me to meet the right interior designer in her stead and
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
classic road. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Hey, can you go do this for me? Thanks. I won't let you say no. The sky is cloudless and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. It's far from unbearable. But it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood and make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately, not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our unusual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luxborn remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and insane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. A sharp reminder of the things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to the brighter reality for me. Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on the shop window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world still. Is everything working? Are we back? Sorry about that. I skipped one sentence. But yeah. Seems like the ghost is following us. So shit. There are no shadows or whispers at this time. Only a plea. Well. A hum, low and indistinct, compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. Help me. I don't care. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump, screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her cause. Help me. Ugh. What does she need help on? Maybe we gotta do something for her so that way she can rest in peace, and then leave us alone. Or it could be the paper covered in the letter covered in blood. What if she follows us because of that?
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and Come on. Alright, we should be back. Sorry about that. It keeps happening. I'm guessing I have to end the stream in a little bit, real quick. But I didn't miss. You didn't miss anything. Everything should be back. It should be working. Hopefully, it keeps working for a little bit longer, and then I'll end the stream. And then until Monday, I'll stream again. Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back, trying not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm and her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Destroy the letter. Get rid of it or something. Ow! Her face contorts as she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There is only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is